Is there even point anymore to play Starfield? What's the point? The whole premise of Starfield, that it was supposed to be this very large, procedurally generated with buildable ships, and just you're gonna go around and explore all those different planets. The things that you could do mostly in No Man's Sky before, but now technically you can do it all in No Man's Sky and probably even better. What's the point in Starfield now? Now, for the ones who don't know and don't understand whatever the hell I'm talking about, Starfield is usually compared to No Man's Sky, and the biggest thing that was lacking in No Man's Sky compared to Starfield, well, rather two things, but one thing in particular, and it was shipbuilding. You could not have your own ship, or rather you could build a ship, but you could not. You were only building very small starships, and you could just modify them or traverse in them with your friends, etc. Even though with Starfield you still don't have multiplayer, but still. And people for years have been asking for the traversable ships with ship interiors and things like that. And now we actually got it. No Man's Sky just got a Voyagers update, and it got a lot of great things. It has a lot of great things, but in particular, the biggest thing it added is a new ship type called Corvettes. Now, I'm not gonna go explaining what Corvette means because technically it's sci-fi, like every sci-fi world is explaining what Corvettes are in their own different ways, but you can think that Corvettes are ships like, well, you build in Starfield, or maybe if you're gonna go a little bit larger, you can go maybe with Mass Effect. Technically Normandy, I think, is a frigate, but yeah, you can think of it like that, a traversable ship. The ships that are mainly available in games like, for example, Star Citizen, the ships that are not way too large, but large enough to have interiors, to have like some type of separate rooms, not very big, but still big enough to feel the difference. You didn't have that in No Man's Sky. You had either small ships where you were like fighters, your explorers and things like that, or entire frigates. Well, technically these are basically destroyers or even capital ships, but yeah, it's frigates in No Man's Sky. You either had a very small ship or extremely large ones. Nothing in the middle. Now you have something in the middle, and those are the Corvettes. The Corvettes are not the type of ships that you will meet around. You actually need to build it yourself in this game. And the building system is also very reminiscent to whatever the thing that you have in Starfield. Now, granted that it's not as robust as it was in Starfield. Not yet, at least, but I'm pretty sure that after a few updates it will be way beyond it. But you can now build ships very easily. You go and buy the basic components. These are your hulls, your cockpits, your ramps, your landing gear, your turrets, your engines, and you attach everything and build everything in whatever way that you want. And depending on how many of those components will be there, the stats of the ships will change. For example, how much energy they will drain, how heavy they are, how maneuverable they are, how fast they are. These are the things that will be changing and affecting. But it's not just that. The Corvettes now are your mini movable bases as well, because you have like some type of additional things there as well, like mission controls and small refineries and even cargo base, etc. So these things change the game completely and turning it on its head. And not just that, those traversable ships allow you to also do an EVA, and what's really big, and only other game that does the same is Star Citizen, it is multiplayer and multi-crew ships. Now you can actually put your friends in your ships and, well, fly around with your friends. Now technically it's not fully on a Star Citizen level. Of course it's not, but still it's not even close, because your friends can only be in your ship, they cannot actually do anything in your ship. So it's basically a glorified transport, and not everything is there yet. Like, for example, when you dock on a frigate, you are not getting in a frigate, you are basically docking nearby, and you need to, well, basically teleport on a frigate with using special button on your ship. It's not really fully immersive yet, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they will add a landing base for frigates as well, because technically, because we already have a landing base in the space stations, so I don't think that it will be that difficult to add it for the frigates as well. And shipbuilding is actually quite intuitive and not that difficult at all, even though more advanced parts actually a bit difficult to find, and you need to do a little bit of grind, but yeah, you need to do something in order to achieve the best things. But for the basic frigates, it's really easy to build. But what about Starfield, right? How is this compared to Starfield? Does this mean that No Man's Sky is now officially better than Starfield? Now, depending on what you're looking in the game. If you're looking for the pure gameplay, the joy of exploration, going around from planet to planet seamlessly, circling around the entire planet, then running your jump drive and going into another star star system and doing the same there, exploring some unknown species and playing whatever way that you want. Like for example, my preferable way in No Man's Sky is the Explorer. I have basically really high-tech visor that allows me to get a lot of credits by just scanning animals and plants, and I just don't do anything else. I just go around from planet to planet and just scan those animals because I like to do this more laid-back type of gameplay, and I don't need to even fight in most of the time. So I just play in whatever way you want. If you want to play the game like that, well, then No Man's Sky is, yeah, of course, it's better than this one. Far better. You have far more planets, and even though for many of you, Starfield planets might look a little bit more realistic, a little bit more robust than No Man's Sky planets. That's granted. I understand that. I share the same feeling with you there. But for Starfield, you basically don't have planets. You basically have the collection of maps that you need to jump between with the loading screens, etc., etc. Even though it's gotten a bit better since release right now, it's still quite crap. It's nowhere near to the seamless planet movement like you have in any other space game. Like compared to No Man's Sky, Star Citizen, or even Elite Dangerous, it's still the thing that you might think that it's a bit better than Starfield. Just maybe looking a little bit more realistic. Even though it's still procedurally generated. These 1,000 planets are not handcrafted, and the same thing is No Man's Sky as well. But at least in No Man's Sky, they're actually adding the variety of the planets with each updates, making it more varied, more different, more weird in many things. And yeah, even though I understand that most of you, when you're playing in No Man's Sky, you kind of expect like every planet to be completely different from each other. It's not how the world works. Not in No Man's Sky, in reality as well. Even in the real world, if I will show the maps of Mercury and Ganymede, you will not be able to tell a difference. Even if I'll show the map of our moon or any other Jupiter's moons without a color, you will not be able to tell a difference in most of the cases as well. Because yeah, the variety is not that big in the real world as well. And it's understandable though, after jumping on hundreds or maybe thousands of planets, they will look the same to you. And yeah, they still use the same type of procedural generation that does not make that big of a difference from each other. That's understandable. And it's the same thing for Starfield. And probably the only real reason, even though it's still arguable, why Starfield is better than No Man's Sky is its storytelling. Yeah, of course, you cannot go better than Bethesda, Skyrim, Oblivion-like storytelling with dialogue options and fully voice-acted characters, things like that. Even though, arguably, the story of Starfield is not that great, it's okay at best, at least you have this. In No Man's Sky, even though you have a story, you need to piece a lot of different pieces of puzzle together, and yeah, it's not really a central part. You can nearly completely ignore the story and be completely fine. And yes, it's nothing that will blow your mind, even though if you get really deep into it, No Man's Sky's story is really good. So the question is, did No Man's Sky just kill Starfield? I think it did. I find less and less the reasons to play Starfield. Why would you want to go there? You want to build ships? You can do in No Man's Sky. You want to explore basically endless universe? You can do this on No Man's Sky. You want to build different machines like actual mechas and robots and rovers and own entire fleet of ships? You can do that in No Man's Sky. You want to play with your friends? You can do that on No Man's Sky. You want something that is reminiscent to Star Citizen but far simpler? You can do that in No Man's Sky. And what's most important, it's for the fraction of the price. And both games are actually available in Game Pass as well. So there is no big difference there too. So yeah, I think No Man's Sky basically killed Starfield now. And unless Bethesda will release some amazing expansion that will blow everyone's mind and put the game on its head, which I really doubt, No Man's Sky will be a winner between these two games. Even though I understand they are very different, though you don't need to tell me that, but people are usually comparing these two games with each other because of very similar gameplay mechanics. So yeah, I guess if you haven't played No Man's Sky yet, it's the best time to jump there, especially if you're watching closer to release of this video because the new expedition has just started. And this video is sponsored by channel's partner and supporter, Instant Gaming. If you want the best games for the best prices, no matter whether it's a big sale or not, Instant Gaming is the way to go. No matter which console you're playing on, and no matter what time of the year it is, Instant Gaming has the best deals for you. And prices can sometimes be really cheap. So much so that you would not even believe them. But trust me, they're real. So check out the Instant Gaming through my link in the description down below. And don't forget to check out that the giveaway is still up, because you may actually win any game of your choice. Yes, any game. Now back to the video. Yeah, this will be for tip. Don't forget to check out my other videos. I actually have an entire review of No Man's Sky just before these updates, like when the No Man's Sky World's actually released. You can watch it right here, or you can watch any other video that YouTube decided to show it to you. Don't forget to subscribe here as well. This will be for today. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Take care.